Hey everyone, thanks for joining. We'll just wait for like 1 or 2 minutes before others can join if they plan to join, and then we'll get on with our call. Before that, I'll just give a quick recap of what has happened in the last community call. Uh, so, the last community call was our first one, and we did a quick walkthrough of everything that is with version 2. That includes self-custodial Bitcoin wallet powered by Spark, virtual IBAN with incoming and outgoing bank transfers, nearby payments, dedicated Lightning addresses, debit cards, Connect feature, and improved PDF and CSV exports for tax reporting purposes. So this was extremely crucial because this a lot of people were not fully aware of the functionality and the power of all the tools available within Bringin. So Marzio and Prashant did a fine job at explaining things. Kudos to them. And we've had the recording. So if you've missed out on the previous one, you can please check it out on YouTube and give us your feedback on that as well. Whereas for this particular call, the second call, we have a focus on MiCA and TFR. For those who are not aware, MiCA stands for Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, and TFR stands for Transfer of Funds Regulation. So these were the major changes which happened on July 1st onwards, and we will, Prashant and Marzio will explain on what that means for Bringin users. So you'll have a good idea of what has changed and what remains the same. And moving on, we'll discuss about Bringin for Business, product updates and roadmap, and a bit about Bringin Private, and then we'll open the floor to Q&A. So without further ado, I think we've given 2 minutes, and we'll just start with the call. And if anyone's joining in, we will start from wherever possible. So Prashant, thank you. Mars, thank you for joining. Could you please share whatever is new from the last time? Because there's been a considerable change since July 1st, which a lot of people are not aware of. So it would be great if you could share some light on what MiCA is, what TFR is, and how does it affect Bringin users.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining in. I'm Prashant, founder of Bringin. So I will use this opportunity to walk through a couple of things to clarify more about how Bringin is structured, who our partners are, what licenses they have, and what does MiCA mean, and what does travel rule exactly mean, and then what happens after this. So I'll feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. I'm happy to take questions while I'm speaking. I'll try giving pauses. So Bringin is a technology company, so we don't hold any licenses. We focus on building technology around the licensing partners, self-custody, making sure we have good user experience given to the users. Our mission is simple: to make Bitcoin feel like everyday money. You should be able to pay for goods and services and send to your peers, and it should feel like everyday money and not like something that you need to learn and are very technical. So we want to make it extremely easy and possible. So we focus on technology while we work with the partners for plugging into regulated rails, which is SEPA, debit cards, virtual IBAN accounts, and more. So our partners, they're Striga. So they're an Estonian company, physically located here in Estonia. And Bringin is also located here. Our proximity between these two companies are less than 3 kilometers. And this is a company that I used to work with. So I do hold a personal relationship with the founders. So this is not a company that we were shopping for and then found. And so it's more built on a personal relationship. So there's more trust involved in the services and ensuring that our association stays the same for a long time. So They are an Estonian company, and they applied for a WASP license in Estonia in 2021. While I was part of the team, I also contributed to building the infrastructure as an engineer while I was working there. So I hold personal relationship with most of the team. I know them well. And in 2022, they received a WASP license, Virtual Asset Service Provider license in Estonia, which allows them to hold the virtual assets, cryptocurrencies custody, do exchanges, plug into IBAN accounts, and Bringin was entirely built on these partners to be able to provide virtual IBAN accounts, debit cards, and exchange services. So we eventually added self-custody layer and then made sure everything works seamlessly between self-custody and banking. So and this was the case, and entire operation was happening on the WASP until June last month. So in June, they received a CASP under MiCA, which is a requirement in the EU to be able to be providing crypto services. So CASP stands for Crypto Asset Service Provider under MiCA, which is needed. So what it means to us is that we can continue operating in a completely legal framework, which means there is no interruption of any services. Our partners also received an e-money license, EMI, Electronic Money Institute license, which is the same license any of the neobanks in Europe has, like Revolut and 26, that allows them to issue full IBAN accounts or virtual IBAN accounts and enable third-party payments and more. More to that towards the end in the future updates. So this is about MiCA and how Bringin is structured. So we're a technology company building on our partners that we really know. From what changes with MiCA to Bringin and for all of our customers who use a product is the travel rule. So travel rule, the basic concept of travel rule is not very new. Before cryptocurrencies and from a very long time, any payment service providers who facilitate a transfer will identify the payee and payer because everything happens on the SEPA rails. But blockchain fundamentally works in a different manner. And of course, here we're talking only about the Bitcoin blockchain. So it's not centralized, it's not regulated. So the basic intent for the travel rule is for the regulators to know exactly where the money is moving. So that's the reason why travel rule exists. So they want to try getting the same kind of regulations on euros to Bitcoin, which is held in custody. So this is the intent of the travel rule. So which will require users to declare manually on where the funds are going when they're buying, and when they're selling, where the funds are coming from, because regulators have no idea where that's coming from. And again, so here I'm not trying to be for or against anything. I'm trying to clarify on what is happening and then why is it needed on our application. So what Bringin is trying to do is, a bit before that, being asked for proving the ownership of the address or always being asked questions when you do a transaction is not how everyday banking feels. So this feels more intrusive. It feels like you're every time have to prove yourself, and I know that feeling. So although it's the same principles as Euro banking that is extended to custody Bitcoin or custody solutions when the exchange involves, it just feels more intrusive and less private. And of course, it is less private, but it feels more intrusive. It doesn't feel like everyday money. So this is unfortunate, but we're trying to build tools and technologies while checking all the boxes, compliance boxes, to ensure it feels like everyday money, and you don't have to, like every transaction you have to declare. We are working on this layer by layer, and eventually it feels more like everyday money. Although we're not saying we're not declaring, but we will try to make sure the process is smoother and feels like everyday money. And of course, the intention for us is to get Bitcoin into self-custody. And in self-custody Bitcoin, there is no regulations, there's no travel rule. You can send Bitcoin anywhere you would like to. The wallet in Bringin, which is self-custody wallet, is self-sovereign, which means there is no compliance checks. There's no score chain analysis or any other chain analysis or any blockchain analysis. There is no travel rule applies to the self-custody wallet. And our intention is that to get Bitcoin into self-custody, and then you can, it allows you to be more sovereign and be outside regulation framework. If there's any questions, I can take it.
Yep. There are 7 of us who have joined, apart from the Bringin team. So if you have any questions and if you wish to stay anonymous, you could probably just drop in the comment in the chat. I'll read those as well. But otherwise, I mean, we can proceed with the demo with Mars showing us on how it functions.
I think we can start with the demo. Hello, everybody. Welcome from my side as well. For those of you who don't know me, you may know me as Mars on our channels on X and Telegram. And today the goal is to show you a little bit how we at Bringin we implemented this travel that Prashant just talked about. So maybe before I start with the demo, a few more additional words. So the main reason why the travel rule is different when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto is that obviously it's a kind of rule that was mainly thought for banks, which are custodial service that KYC ever use. And so the main difference with Bitcoin and crypto is that obviously users are also transacting with self-custodial wallets. And this is exactly where Bringin comes in, because we will always be a self-custodial platform. And so everything we try to implement is aimed at facilitating the transition from Euro and Bitcoin and vice versa in as smoothest way possible. When it comes to, let me just share the screen real quick. Okay, should work. Great. So basically, as Prashant was telling, what the travel rule forces us to do is to basically identify who's depositing money on Bringin and so where is the money coming from that is being deposited on Bringin, and in case of withdrawals, where is it going? So who owns the wallets that the users use to transact with Bringin? So the flows that are touched by this travel rule basically are the buy to wallet flow, because you are buying from Europe and sending outside of Bringin to a self-custodial wallet. So we need to have you declare who owns that wallet. The sell flow, so whenever you send Bitcoin to Bringin, you are depositing Bitcoin from a self-custodial wallet or crypto asset service provider. We'll see that in a minute. And so we need to know, so we need to declare who owns that wallet. And the same goes for the card balance. So every time you top up the card with Bitcoin, you are basically depositing Bitcoin on Bringin. So these are the main flows in which the travel rule is triggered, let's say. So how does it look with Bringin? There is actually a very important threshold that needs to be explained, which is the 1,000 euro threshold. So basically, for every transaction, so every deposit or every withdrawal below 1,000 euro, Bringin is doing the bare minimum that we are allowed to do to comply with the rules. So everything that we'll need is a simple self-declaration. So basically, if you deposit 100 euros from your Phoenix wallet, Bringin, we just need you to check that you own the wallet. Otherwise, for transaction above 1,000 euros, there we are actually required to actively verify who is the owner of the wallet. Now I will show it to you with a demo. So if we go to the buy to wallet feature, what we would actually do in case we want to buy Bitcoin is to add a new wallet. So I will just do it real quick, show you what the flow is. So I will scan a new address in my Sparrow wallet, and then I will label it. And so sorry about that. Very good. So basically, I added a new address, Bringin, and I did that because I wanted to buy Bitcoin to it, which means withdrawing Bitcoin from Bringin to this specific wallet. So for this, given that now this travel rule is in place, I need to declare who owns the wallet. So in case I'm sending money to a crypto asset service provider, like a regulated exchange, like Kraken and so on, I can simply select the first option and then look for the crypto asset service provider here. So this is actually almost like a normal bank transfer, because obviously the crypto asset service provider also has KYC the user. So this will be the same thing. What matters the most for Bringin users is, as I said, self-custodial wallets. And so we go to the second and the third option. The second option, I should select it if I plan to transact less, so to do transactions to this wallet of less than 1,000 euros. In this case, I declare that that I own the wallet, but that I only transact sums below 1,000. And when I click next, it will be a simple self-declaration. So that will be it. If instead I intend to transact more than 1,000 euros at a time, I will have two options. So as I said, for these kind of transactions, we need to actively verify who owns the wallet. Here we have two options. The first one is the liveness check, which is basically a kind of selfie that you need to do to verify that the user is the same as the Bringin user. And that will automatically add the wallet as declared. However, as Prashant said, we're trying to make this process less intrusive as possible. So we also added like an additional option, which is a manual signature. Most wallets nowadays, especially hardware wallets, but not only, allow you to use your private keys that you store in the wallet to sign messages. So if you select the second option, you will have here a message. This one here, I'm verifying ownership of the wallet address, and then there is the address. This option is a little bit more private in the sense that you're not uploading any additional data, any additional photo anywhere. You just need to copy this message, go to your wallet. The precise process changes obviously depending on the wallet, but usually you will find a voice in most wallets that says sign message. You will have to sign the message and then paste here the signature. Once this is done, the account will be whitelisted. So the address, sorry, will be whitelisted, and you will be able to transact with it. So send money to and from it without having to declare again. This is also something that is very important. Obviously, you don't need to verify the same address multiple times. Once an address is whitelisted, you can use it whenever you like. So this is the third option. So for addresses that you own and for which you aim to transact more than 1,000 euros at a time. Then there is also a fourth option, which is in case you want to send Bitcoin to somebody else's address. In this case, the amount is capped at 1,000 euros. And if you select this, you will need to provide the details of the person or the company you're sending Bitcoin to. So that was it for the Byte wallet with an on-chain address. But obviously, Bringin is known for its speed because we also support Lightning. So you may want to do most of your transactions with Lightning. And the travel rule applies there as well. But there is a small difference, which is that Lightning transactions are only capped at 1,000 euros. So you cannot deposit more than 1,000 euros via Lightning on Bringin. You cannot withdraw more than 1,000 euros from Bringin via Lightning. And this is also mirrored in the declaration process. As you see, there is no, the option above and below 1,000 euros is not there anymore because transactions above 1,000 euros are not allowed. So in this case, we simply ask for a self-declaration. So this is just a box that you tick. It's my own wallet, it's somebody else's wallet, or it's an exchange or a custodian. So this is the Byte wallet flow. So whenever you're already in Bringin and you want to buy Bitcoin from your Euro balance, but what happens, for example, if you send money to Bringin to sell maybe 50 or 20 euros worth of Bitcoin, and you haven't declared a specific address or, especially via Lightning, specific invoice. So we can try to have a look immediately. I will go to my Phoenix wallet and I will send 20 euros to my Bringin IBAN, Bringin Lightning address, sorry. And these will be converted to euro. So now you see, I immediately got an action needed for my transfer. Every time you're transacting with an address that is not yet been whitelisted, you will have an action needed here in the app. And in this case, you just need to tap. It's a Lightning transaction. So I just have these three options. It's basically asking me who owns the wallet, where the funds are coming from. I say it's my own wallet. I click next, and the funds are there. Transfer is clear, easy. So as you said, as you saw, we're really trying to make these processes, these buy and sell flows, as smooth as possible, because we want to give our users that feeling of everyday money when they're using Bringin. And we try to do everything we can to do that. Another thing we did is that automatically every transaction to and from the Bringin Bitcoin wallet, so this one here on the top. So if you're buying Bitcoin to this Bringin wallet, or if you're selling Bitcoin from this Bringin wallet, all transactions are automatically declared as your own, which means that you won't have to go through the declaration process. It just works as it's been working until the 1st of July. And then there is another option, which I'm actually very proud of, that we recently introduced, which can be found here in the profile section. It's called auto declaration. So what auto declaration does, basically, you can toggle it for buy orders or for sell orders. Once these options are activated, every deposit or withdrawal below 1,000 euro will be automatically declared as coming or going to your own wallet. So basically what this does is that, as I mentioned, we're doing the bare minimum to remain compliant while trying to provide users with the best user experience. So what this will do is that every transaction will be automatically declared as coming or going through to your own wallet. And so you won't have to declare anything manually below 1,000 euros. So this option is mainly intended for people that are mainly transacting with their own wallets, so selling and buying to and from their own wallets. And this will actually allow you to have the smooth user experience that you've been used to with Bringin. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I don't know, Prashant, if you want to add something.
That's pretty much everything. But just one thing is the Lightning limits of 1,000 euros applies only for buying and selling, which means it's coming from Euro account and to Euro account. But the limit of 1,000 doesn't apply on self-custody wallets.
Obviously, yes.
let's say, you can hold Bitcoin in your self-custody wallet and pay for a conference ticket, which is worth 2,000 or more, or any bigger transactions directly from your self-custody wallet. So there's no limits on self-custody wallet, send, receive, deposits, withdrawals.
Yeah, sure. This is actually important because given that the Bringin wallet is in the Bringin app, you may think that the €1,000 limit applies also with normal Bitcoin transactions, but that's not the case. So this travel rule and these limits only apply when you are interacting, when you're going from Bitcoin to Euro or vice versa, or depositing Bitcoin on the debit card. Good. I don't know if you have any questions, guys, regarding these flows.
Hey guys, just want to say, yeah, congratulations on building a great app, and Bringin's really good. And sorry about all the bullshit EU stuff that you have to deal with, but hey, that's life. I just wanted to check, where is there a Lightning wallet in the Bringin app? Because I can't see it. What happens with the Lightning? Does it just automatically change it to Bitcoin, or does it hold in there separately? I can't see like a set. I can only, on my app, I just see Bitcoin, but where is the Lightning separate from that, or?
So the Bitcoin you see here at the top in the app, that's
Yeah.
actually the self-custodial Bitcoin wallet that we offer at Bringin. So this is not a custodial balance. It's a Bitcoin wallet. You own the keys, and it's based on Spark. So basically, what it means is that it's a wallet that can interact both with Lightning and on-chain Bitcoin.
Okay.
So you can receive and send on-chain transactions. You can receive and send Lightning transactions. But what happens is that as soon as you receive transactions, funds are swapped and held on the Spark layer 2. And whenever you want to send a transaction on-chain or Lightning, funds are automatically swapped and sent.
Okay.
So this is actually a self-custodial Bitcoin wallet.
Sure. Thanks, guys.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah. I'm just used to obviously seeing Lightning and on-chain separately. So yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question.
Thanks for the question. Anyone else? If you have any sort of queries regarding any feature of the app, not just declaration. Okay. All right, cool. Prashant, would you like to take over and give us a few updates regarding Bringin for Business and what to expect later?
Yes. So we're always excited about what we're about to build. So the main update is the Bringin for Business, which means everything that is available for consumers, we are planning to bring that to business owners as well. So any Bitcoiners who runs the businesses can buy, sell Bitcoin, pay, accept Bitcoin, on paying Bitcoin while having euros in their corporate virtual IBAN accounts. So this is something that we as a Bitcoin business have faced personally, not being able to get a traditional bank account because we deal with Bitcoin, and it's been like a hassle to solve that for ourselves. And we are actually looking forward to use it ourselves to have a corporate IBAN account that is in Bringin's own name. So banks will not have any issues sending and receiving funds from a corporate virtual IBAN accounts that's in our own name. And then, of course, we are partnering with many payment tools that allows you to accept Bitcoin and ability to auto convert and a lot more. So it's going to be a very interesting solution, and we're all very excited about getting this to European Bitcoiners and business owners. So this is, of course, the major update, and we have been working on this for a while. But as I think I've hinted about electronic money institute, electronic money licenses that our partners acquired while they were acquiring CASP under MiCA. So what this means is we will be able to issue full Estonian IBAN accounts. These IBAN accounts will be similar to any of your other neobank IBAN accounts, which means you can make third-party payments. You can send funds to the bank accounts which is not in your name. You can pay rents, you can pay your friends, family from the zero account. And also you can receive payments directly from anyone else. So you can share the IBAN details with your clients for receiving payments, or with your employers to receive salary, with any of your friends and family to receive euro payments. Of course, so this allows you to hold Bitcoin in self-custody and pay rent to your landlord directly. Or if you're planning to sell property, buy Bitcoin, you can share this IBAN account directly with the notary so that they can send euros directly to your Bringin IBAN account. So all of this is possible. And that's something which has been very much asked by many of our customers, and we're super happy that it's finally here and it's happening in the timelines would be around August, September. So this is one major update from the infrastructure perspective. So apart from these two major updates, as I said initially, we're continuously trying to improve the user experience on the travel rule, buying and selling to self-custody. So as you guys have seen in the app, when you want to verify, there are only two options. For less tech-savvy people, there is face scan, and there's manual wallet signature for someone who understands how to sign from the wallet and more. But we want to add more options, wallet-specific options. So we are planning to integrate Trezor directly, Ledger, and many other hardware wallets, where you will be able to select the kind of wallet that you're trying to do the transaction with, and the app directly interacts with the hardware wallet to do the necessary transactions, signatures, so that you can buy directly into the wallet and sell directly from the wallet to your bank. So this is something that we're working on that will significantly increase the user experience, or make the user experience a lot more easier when you're trying to buy and sell larger amounts of Bitcoin to hardware wallets. And many small optimizations. Right now, Lightning buy and sell is capped to $1K. So we want to increase the cap to allow more than $1K purchase and sell for Bringin's own wallet. So that's also on the roadmap.
Yeah, I'll read out the question because this particular person could not activate their mic and video. So the question is, how is Bringin different from, for example, Revolut, who issue IBAN accounts for paying from and receiving multi-currencies too, as well as being linked to a crypto wallet? This seems to be a seamless process.
Yeah, that's a good question. So Revolut allows you to buy and sell Bitcoin and hold crypto in the custody. So fundamentally, how Bringin differs from any of the neobank that allows you to invest in crypto is we take a self-custody approach, which means any Bitcoin that is in Bringin is always self-custody. So our entire value addition is to ensure the funds are always held in self-custody, and that interaction with banks or other banks via SAPA is seamless. So if self-custody is a priority, then Bringin kind of serves it better with a good user experience. And Revolut, of course, comes with a lot of other cryptocurrencies and distractions, while Bringin can stay more Bitcoin focused and be cleaner in terms of having one asset that is in self-custody and to be able to do payments. That's a good question. So Revolut has insane amount of fees. So one, there's a markup and there's a fees. Everything stacks up to like somewhere from 4 to 5%, but Bringin charges flat 1%. So we charge flat 1% fees on every buy and sell. We do get a small markup from our partners it can range up to 0.5%. So as we scale with the volumes, that markup will reduce to 0. So as of today, it's 1% fees for Bringin and a small markup from our partners, which is significantly less than what you would pay in Revolut.
And if I can add something, maybe there is also like Lightning support, which allows you really to, especially once we enable third-party payments in August or September, Lightning really allows you to basically treat Bitcoin like any other currency. So I like the comparison with Revolut because what I often say is that we're kind of trying to do what Revolut does with currencies, but with Bitcoin. So when on Revolut, you send like a bank transfer in Swiss francs from your euro balance, for example. And we want to do the same with Bitcoin. So you need to be able to send a euro bank transfer, but starting from Bitcoin. And with Lightning, it's much easier.
We've got another question. Are the transactions accumulated regarding the €1,000 limit? What happens if I transact sats for €600 today and another 500 tomorrow? Do I have to sign a message on my hardware wallet?
No. So this specific limit, this specific €1,000 limit applies per transaction. So you can transact as many times as you want below €1,000, and those transactions, for those transactions, we will only need like a simple self-declaration.
Thanks, guys. Any other questions? Please feel free to drop them. Oh, okay. There's another question. How do you advise one uses Bringin on a regular basis? Here in SA, we use, for example, to pay businesses. It works really well. Can you do the same thing with Bringin, or is it limited to euros only?
With Bringin, you can pay with both Bitcoin and euros. So if the merchant is accepting only euros, you can pay with debit cards from the Bitcoin balance or euro balance. But if the merchant is accepting Bitcoin, you can pay directly from your self-custody wallet over Lightning to the merchant. So you can pay both with euro or Bitcoin. I'm not sure if that was a question.
So basically, at the moment, we're only available in Europe, but we're planning to expand to other jurisdictions. But obviously, looking forward to coming to South Africa.
This is another question which has been doing a lot of rounds. So asks a question: have you implemented unilateral exits on Spark? Do you store leaves locally for users, or would you need to query the server at the point of the exit?
This is a very current topic on X.
This is a good question. Our engineer is on the call. He can add more information about this as well. But for now, we haven't implemented anything specific to unilateral exit, and we are guilty of that as well. So we want to provide open source code that you can verify, and you can deploy yourself and be able to do unilateral exit, and also specific instructions on how you can do so. So this is also due on our end. We want to implement a feature which allows you to do unilateral exit without you depending on Bringin. So that's another roadmap as well. Thanks for bringing it up.
Thanks, Jose, for the question. There's another question. Can you please explain again the auto self-declaration for transactions greater than €1,000? No wallet signature is needed, or just ticking the box?
So auto declaration is only available for transactions below €1,000. So instead of manually checking the box, let's say to say it's my own wallet, this will be done automatically. So if you send, so in the demo, I sent €20 from Phoenix to Bringin, and in the demo, I had to like tap and declare that it was my own wallet. With auto declaration on, this wouldn't have happened. So that means that the transfer would have gone through automatically as declared as my own wallet. For transaction above €1,000, we would still need to verify the ownership of the wallet with either face scan or wallet signature.
Thanks for that feedback.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Anyone else? We've got a last couple of things, and I'd like to highlight them as well. I'd like Mars to share a few words on Bringin Private. We've had a post in our dedicated blog regarding a success story of a Bringin Private client. I do encourage anyone who's new to check it out and read. It's on our website, and you can find the link on our Twitter handle as well, X handle as well. But yeah, what's going on with Bringin Private, Mars? Could you shed some light there?
Yeah, sure. So for those of you who don't know, alongside our normal Bringin offering, let's say for consumers, we also have a specific service for private clients that aim to transact above like 50,000 euros worth of Bitcoin, so to buy and sell. The idea here is that Bringin wants to position itself as the best bridge between Euro and Bitcoin. And we noticed that for particular clients with specific needs, and especially with that needed transactions to transact for higher amounts, there are specific needs that then needs to be covered. And so we also offer this specific service that allows clients to have a more direct channel with the team. We can help preparing all the documentation for the transaction. We can provide additional documentations in case for banks, in case they ask for it. And we help alongside the process from KYC to the execution of the transaction. I love the success story that we shared today, because we had like a wonderful client that decided to basically retire, sell some Bitcoin, buy a boat to travel to sail the Atlantic. It was one of my favorite stories in Bringin, because it really shows how we're actually helping users use their Bitcoin and make dreams come true. Nihal, you are the king of reactions. I love that. And yeah, if you're interested in Bringin Private because you have like a big transaction planned, or you simply want more information on how the process looks like, you can head over to bringin.app/private, and you will find a Become a Client button. You will simply need to fill a short form, and then we will reach out to you to start this relationship. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the amazing stories that you guys may have. Also, obviously, if you have questions, you can feel free to ask them here as well.
So we've got a question. What is the fee structure for Bringin Private? Also, 1% is flat.
I can take this one.
Yep.
So yes, the fees for Bringin Private is also 1%. So just adding on to what Mas explained about Bringin Private, so we do provide with services that goes beyond just transactions. Of course, the reporting for the banks, like a letter that is signed by me, providing all the information about the regulations that can satisfy the bank transactions. So all this is possible, but also most of our clients needed support with our tax purposes. So we do work with our partners that allows that can, in various jurisdictions, that can understand your specific need and then advise. So we also go beyond and trying to get what is needed for you to be able to do the transactions. For example, some of our clients needed a self-custody wallet setup. So we hook them up with one of our partners that we trust for setting up self-custody based on how much they understand Bitcoin. So we do work with clients understanding the use case and provide whatever service they might need. And we do not charge any additional fees dedicated to private services. We do have a dedicated Signal or Telegram channel. And we also allow on-call services if that's needed. It's a priority, but most of the answers are, it's more like a dedicated one-on-one support with me, Mas, and yourself. So there's no expiry for this. So if you do one transaction above 50, you're always a private client. So we just charge 1%. We don't charge additional annual fees for the private itself.
Thanks for the question.
Thanks for the question. Yeah.
Any more questions, or we could, have the closing remarks by Prashant and Maz, and probably conclude the session for today. Okay, cool. So no additional fees for the bank admin or the tax advice and structuring? That's a question. Right.
For the tax advice specifically, it depends on the tax advisors, how they would like to charge, because we work with tax advisors in different jurisdictions. So they have their separate pricing. But what we could do is we will vouch for the services. We talk to them and we recruit these tax consultants that we know are good for helping you with your needs. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for asking.
Thanks a lot for those questions. You being from South Africa and sharing so many questions and being inquisitive helps and gives a lot of perspective for us to build better as well, considering all of the questions. So there's one more feedback, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. The providers charge on a per job quote or per client, but Bringin does not add anything. Yeah.
Yes,
right.
exactly. You got this.
Perfect. I think, Prashant, would you like to, end the conversation or close with a closing statement?
Yes. First of all, thanks for joining in. It's very encouraging. You guys showing up and asking questions and engaging with us. And we are too early. We are here to build. We are a technology company. We are here to provide a good service and be able to build whatever that is needed to make Bitcoin that feels like everyday money. So we came from having to sell Bitcoin and waiting for 4 days to doing for a couple of minutes using Bringin. But of course, we are happy to hear any feedback that allows you to use Bringin better. If you have any feedback, any issues, feel free to reach out to us on Telegram, or you could always DM me on Twitter or DM us on Twitter, Bringin XYZ. We will try resolving it as soon as possible. Of course, the app releases could take time, but if it's anything related to account setup or anything like that, we'll try to resolve it in less than a day. So we want to make sure that we want to provide the best service, irrespective of private or not private. Every customer is important to us. And we're too early, as I said. So whatever feedback you guys give kind of shapes what Bringin becomes in the future. So I really appreciate all the feedback, usage, and being an early adopter.
Yeah. Please follow our social handles and stay tuned on X and Nostr and LinkedIn. Those are 3 primary channels where we're primarily active, and you'll hear updates on a regular basis. But yeah, feel free to share and read our blogs, because that's where we have our success stories and anything informative regarding regulations or whatever is new and whatever is extensive, which cannot be communicated on X or Nostr. So that's where the blogs come in, where we can have a detailed conversation and information rollout rather. So thanks for tuning in. This was a very insightful session. Thanks for taking time and coming on the call, sharing your questions and giving us feedback. As Prashant said, it helps a lot. And hope to see you next week. Oh, sorry, next month on our monthly call. And yeah, see you guys soon.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.